everybody, Pat Huntoon here with Technique Junkies, and today we're going to be making the fun Santa sleigh card you saw at the beginning of this tutorial. And it's pretty easy to make and it's a lot of fun. So we are actually starting with the Colorful Life Design Edger. Two stamps from, which comes in two pieces. It's an Edger, like this it comes. Okay, top and bottom. We're going to be using both these pieces. The Santa Sleigh SS120, which runs $4.95, and the Merry Christmas to All, which runs $3.95. And obviously I designed those to work together. And some of the new Catherine Pooler inks that I have in stock, including the Midnight Blue. So let's get started. I'm actually starting with a piece of cardstock that is a medium blue. You could also start with white and just color in the rest with ink, but I'm starting with a medium blue. And what I'm going to do first and foremost is add some color to this cardstock on the top and bottom. So I'm going to put Cove Blue, which is part of the Beach Retreat collection from Catherine Pooler, on the bottom. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush here. And I'm just going to add some of this color with my brush to the bottom, just to give it a little bit of a base. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the suede shoes, and I think the top is probably more important than the bottom. You could use the suede shoes on the bottom also. I just wanted to use a little bit lighter of a color, and because I'm using a second color, I'm just going to wipe my brush off in between. So I have my suede shoes, and I'm going to go along the top because this is a little bit darker blue. So I'm just going to do circular motions along the top, move that ink around. You can also use a blender if you use blenders to, blending sponge. You can use blending sponges to move your ink around. Okay, so we have the blue down. And I left this center part open, and we can always add more blue if we decide to. I left this center part open so that we could do the colors there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is sauna. Now this is a yellowish orange that I'm actually doing for the moonlight. The sauna is also part of the Paradise Found collection, so I'm just going to put a little ink there, and I'm just going to do a circular motion here to create a moon. The first few times I did this, I found a circle stencil and I went through you don't even need all that. You just need to create a moon. So by starting in the center and working out, you're getting that moon look there. And you know, if you go circular, it turns into a circle. So I have my moon. Next thing I'm going to do is take the top stencil here. Okay, so we have a top and a bottom. So I'm taking the top stencil here, and I am actually going to use some pixie spray on the back of this. Now, if you're not familiar with pixie spray, this is pixie spray. It is a light tack repositional adhesive for stencils, and I'll put that in the category where these other things are found also, so that you can find those easily. And what I'm going to do is put this about a little more than a third of the way up. There's no science to this, so I'm just going to lay that down. It sticks nice and firmly to my cardstock. And then I'm using Over Coffee, which is a nice latte color. And this I'm going to put on very sparingly, okay? So what I'd like to do is just color these buildings in. And then just go a little bit below those buildings, just a tiny little bit. That's the way to do it. So when you do it, start down from the stencil and push down. So we cover the buildings without actually getting too much, you know, more ink at the top, less at the bottom. So we want a kind of a faded look. So we have that there. Now, if I wanted to keep that crisp and nothing above that, I could line this back up and put this in, but I'm actually going to pull this off So now we have buildings there. And spray the back of this. Make sure you spray the correct side with the pixie spray. And just line that back up real quick. And now I'm going back to the sauna again. And I'm actually going over that with, and again, I just want to get it to look like it is glowing, like the city is glowing, and get those holes, which are the building's windows, with a little yellow in there. And that should just about do it. Really, this is the very lightest touch. Remember that these ink pads are very juicy, so you don't want to smash your brush down into the ink. You only need to kiss your ink. Okay, so we're going to pull that off, and you can see where you can still see the city lights. Now we'll take the piece and we'll do some stamping. So let's take the Santa sleigh, and I want to line the sleigh up so it actually goes over the moon. And kind of put it centered on the cardstock. And when I flip this over, I would like to make sure that the sleigh has an upward slant, which it does. Hold that down. Now, when you're using any of the Catherine Pooler inks direct to stamp, you need to kiss your stamp, and I mean lightly kiss your stamp. Now, this is a silhouette stamp, so it's kind of easy to do, but you just don't want to have the ink pool by pushing too hard down. It's a very, very light inking. And look how beautiful that is. Isn't that adorable so far? Okay, so that black, midnight black Catherine Pooler ink stamped that perfectly over the top. And on the bottom, we're using the SD1126 Merry Christmas to All stamp. And this one I'll place down here. Again, I want to center that. And I am going to make final adjustments on my Misty using the grid lines on the Misty, or whatever stamp positioner you have. And again, this stamp needs to have gentle, light little butterfly kisses put on it. You do not need to. I'm barely touching the stamp, and you can see how much ink is there, but you can also see that I didn't pool the ink. And I'm just going to drop this on here and give it one little press. Oh, and look at that. It's really nice not to have to slam my Misty down, my Misty lid down, and you don't need to do that with these inks. They are so deep and so big. You get such good coverage with them. So look at that. Isn't that adorable? That's ready just to be mounted on a cardstock base. And you could take some gold just to lift some of the color there. And I think I'm just going to put it along the top here. I'm going to give it a really light little spritz there to create some snow-like effect. And this is gold I'm using. It also gives the card a little shimmer. Okay, so you can see it's already lifting the top, but see where it didn't really affect the black at all, which I absolutely love. See the snow effect we got from that? That's using the gold. Shimmering Bliss. I'm going to move my light source a little closer without getting a glare and see that, so you can see that. So that's our tutorial today on how to make Santa's sleigh. This just gets mounted and it's done. It's so easy to do and so pretty, and it just takes seconds to make this card. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. If you did, please give us a thumbs up on YouTube and consider subscribing to the Technique Junkies YouTube channel. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching today. Bye now.